Welcome to our second lesson on how to make money. The lesson for day 2 is about financial statements. Again, today's lesson is on financial statements. We will discuss what financial statements are and why you need them. Before we embark on the lesson of today, let us recap what we discussed in lesson 1. On the first lesson, we discussed on features of different sources of incomes, including features of 1. Employees, 2. Self-employees, 3. Business owners, and 4. Investors. Now, whether you operate as an employee, self-employee, and, especially, as a business owner or investor, you will need to 1. Classify, 2. Record, and 3. Report your financial information. This information is about revenues, expenses, net earnings, assets, liabilities, equity, and cash flow. The systematic way to report this financial information is using financial statements. Financial statements enables you to 1. Classify, 2. Record, and 3. Report your financial information. Today we discuss financial statements, which are used to report financial information. For example, when you go to banks to apply for loan, they would like to see your financial performance over a certain period, maybe 2 years. To satisfy that demand, you will need to have 1. Classified, and 2. Recorded, customized and summarized 3. Reports of all your financial information. Having known that, now, welcome to lesson of day 2, financial statements. How do you record, classify and report financial information? You use financial statements. For the purpose of this discussion, we mention only 3 types of financial statements. 1. Income statement. 2. Balance sheet. 3. Cash flows. There is a 4th type of financial statements, which is statement of stakeholders' equity. This will not be part of this discussion, because not all sources of incomes, especially the employees, need statement of stakeholders' equity. They do not have one. Let's ponder what is in these financial statements. We start with income statement. Lesson of day 2, financial statement number 1, income statement. What is an income statement? Income statement records the following. 1. The revenues, which is the amount received from customers after selling goods and services. 2. The expenses, which is the costs incurred to generate the revenues. 3. The net incomes or net earnings, which is the difference between revenues and expenses. For this cause, normally, the income statement reports the profitability of a company or individual during a certain accounting period. After income statement, we now look into the balance sheet. Lesson of day 2, financial statement number 2, balance sheet. What is a balance sheet? A balance sheet records the following. 1. The assets, which are items of value that a company owns, such as inventory and equipment. 2. The liabilities, which are normally debts or equity. The liabilities show the source of money that was used to finance the assets. For this cause, the balance sheet shows what you own and who has claims against you. At the end of the accounting period, these two, that is, assets and liabilities, must balance. Let's now turn to our third financial statement, statement of cash flow. Lesson of day 2, financial statement number 3, statement of cash flow. What is a statement of cash flow? A statement of cash flow reports the following. 1. Cash inflows. 2. Cash outflows. And 3. A change in net account, which is a difference between cash inflows and cash outflows. The cash flows emanate from the business main activities, which are 1. Operating activities, which is selling products in order to earn income. 2. Investing activities, relates to investing in property, plant, and equipment, or investing in other companies. 3. Financing activities, relates to how the company finances its assets with debt or equity. Here we end our discussion of financial statements. Before we close this lesson for day 2, we would like to give you a take-home assignment. Day 2, take-home assignment. 1. Write down your statement of cash flows. 2. Is it positive or negative? 3. If negative, how can you make it positive? This assignment marks the end of our lesson of day 2 in a series of 5 lessons. Which means we still have 3 more to go. Summary of day 2 lesson on financial statements. Today we discussed financial statements, which are used to report financial information. This financial information is about revenues, expenses, net earnings, assets, liabilities, equity, and cash flow. The systematic way to report this financial information is using financial statements. When you go to banks to apply for loan, they would ask you to show your financial performance over a certain period, maybe 2 years. To satisfy that demand, you will need to have 1. Classified, and 2. Recorded, customized and summarized. 3. Reports of all your financial information. This is the time for you to present your income statement, balance sheet and statement of cash flows. Finally, maybe you have a question or a concern. If so, do not hesitate to write to us. We are present on main social media such as 1. Twitter, Facebook and YouTube. Our account is @Tanzanite-Career, or you may write to us through our 2. Email, info@tanzanitecareer.com. 3. Website, www.tanzanitecareer.com. Or through 4. TCDS mobile application that can be downloaded from Play Store. Lastly, for today, we do have other resources you may be interested to read. 1. A book titled Preparing for Work That Doesn't Yet Exist. It can be accessed on Amazon at www.amazon.com. 2. The book Manual for College Program Choices. Also available on Amazon at www.amazon.com.